Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Castle Burn with Gonzo again. I kind of wanted to get into some more gameplay and show you guys kind of where I'm sitting at. Last video I did, I was around 500, I think maybe 450 when I did an actual gameplay video. I just opened up more cards in this last win that I did. I think I'm on like a 4 or 5 win streak. So now I have more cards to play. I got Tactical Airship. Also unlocked some more Tier 1 cards, I believe. Poison Mist. And I think another hero as well. I got Mirham, I guess is how you're going to say his name. I need to do a video to compare heroes. That way that you guys can have a little bit more in-depth way on how to choose. Right now I use Naylin. This is the card that I've been choosing, only because it's her power is towers, and those towers are really nice. Look at that! I just leveled up with that, with upgrading her. All right, guys, well, let's get into some gameplay. Now, this game is really interesting in the sense that I wonder which game lasted. These were long games. Anyways, it was interesting in the sense that there's no specific way to play, and that's the awesome part about this game. You can win. I don't know how to explain it. We're gonna go ×2 here. The biggest thing is I always try to get my mana up as quickly as possible. At the same time you get that mana up, you want to always make sure that you develop camps and troops very quickly in order to defend yourself. Some people like to rush. This guy wasn't a rush card type of player, so I was lucky in that sense. As you can see, we're very well matched. He chose archers and cannons. He didn't put down very many cannons. The biggest thing I've been doing lately is relying heavily on developing those cannons. I like to set up these defensive structures, and I kind of place a lot of the structures around each other, in the sense that if you look right here, a lot of those campments are sitting in front of the cannons. That way that the camps can actually soak up that damage, and those camps can actually be rebuilt after they die. Right here, I realize how far forward he's been pushed, so that means I need to change it up a little bit. I realized that I was Tier 2 at this point as well, so I am going to start uploading my Tier 2 cards, getting them downloaded, and ready to play. Because it does, if you guys haven't been playing the game, once you hit those Tier 2 cards and you accept the cards, it does take a few moments. So he did choose the Musketeers, so I did just answer back with the same thing. Right here, he does put down a pile of Musketeers, and I let the defensive structures kind of do that work. As you can see, I built a defensive line. So I'm going to put these Musketeers in the back. That was actually an accident, but I just let it play out. He puts down these dragons right here, and I had waited to the last minute to decide my last card, so I did choose the Dragon Slayer. If you guys are unfamiliar with the Dragon Slayer, it works very well. It's actually a ranged card when it comes to air type cards. So with the dragons, the Dragon Slayer can actually take it out with range versus up close and taking a lot of damage. As you can see, he keeps trying to put up those dragons, and I keep just tearing them down with the Dragon Slayer. So if you do notice, a lot of people like to spam with dragons, so the answer to that is put up those Dragon Slayers. He puts down a bunch of the goblins right here. I didn't have a splash damage other than dragon, and I decided to throw down a swarm. What I'm trying to do is swarm into that corner and take down his mana. He does finally answer back right here, and I'm going to put down a splash damage card, which is the dragon. So you guys can kind of see that I am strategically playing now. I think the opponent actually just gave up at this point. I think that they did surrender. This video is only at about 4 minutes and 45 seconds, so we're going to go into another game, and I'm going to keep talking about how to play. Like I said, this is one reason why I really love this game, because there's no specific way to play. There's different styles of play that can still achieve a win. Whether it's a rush type player, defensive player, offensive player. There's different types, and I guess maybe I need to try to categorize those a little better. When it comes to this map, I always put a camp down in the middle in order to have access to both mana, I don't know what you call these, mana rock piles on the bat. I know these are called mana sanctums once you build on top of them. I'm guessing they're just mana points. If you have any kind of questions or any commentary, you can always leave them in the videos. I will listen up. You know, everybody is really a noob at this game. This game's only been out a week. So even if you're in the championship arena, you might have just played more than others. Doesn't necessarily mean you know more. You can correct me if I'm wrong. So right here, my goal is to build my mana as quickly as possible. As you can see, he did make the mistake of putting down this archer tower right here and focusing on a defense because he thinks he's going to prepare for me. So he did waste that mana. I am working my way into Tier 2 now. We're neck and neck going into Tier 2, but with the defensive structures he has, I'm ahead of him on mana count. So, like I mentioned before, what I'm going to start doing is putting all these structures together. He did start to come across the bridge right here, but my cannons do finish in time in order to actually negate him and play defensively good. He does retreat, so I take advantage of that retreat and throw down a lot of goblins. Now, these archer towers did give me a little bit of a pain because it did take down some of my goblins. So now that I've put together all those goblins, he is ahead of me on mana. Of course, that is true, but I did see an opportunity right here to spam him because he did choose archers, and he did choose the archer tower, so that means that he's not prepared to do large swarms. So he only can do a single attack type. So these are things that you have to start thinking about. He can only attack single units at a time. He has no splash damage or area damage cards. So he does try to make a little bit of a push again. My cannons completely annihilate him. I did start playing cannons over archer tower only because the damage is much higher to the ground type groups, and in this point in the game I'm really only seeing a lot of ground type in the beginning stages. So he does go for a big push right here. He's going to put up a lot of musketeers. I'm sorry, you call them riflemen in this game. And he puts his hero down. He's also got a Valkyrie, which Valkyries are awesome cards because of the amount of range they have. But it's very unfortunate that they are actually a building type and tower type specific card. So no matter how much range or how awesome they really are, I think that's a real big downside to playing the card, is that they're only building type specific. So right here, he puts down the Valkyries. Now, I know that it's a building type card, so I can just spam him with a cheap card, which is goblins. And I do notice that he starts putting up these vehicles, which these are the Rocketeers. At the time frame, I hadn't even used the Rocketeer, so I didn't even realize what card was being played. So what I do is, I'm going to spawn the Dragon Slayer type card, because the Dragon Slayer type card actually takes care of air and ground type cards. It actually has a stat bonus against air cards. So I think that the Dragon Slayer was a big impact on this game. I am not sure why he made this decision process, because as you can see, I did choose Dragon Slayers, but he chose dragons as his last card. If you choose dragons as your last card and they have Dragon Slayer, you have to be prepared to take care of that Dragon Slayer with a ground type unit that's going to be able to kill them with high health, high damage. Because they are a tier 3 card, so they have pretty good high health and high damage as well. So you're going to need another type card to combat that. And unfortunately in his hand, he just doesn't have the firepower to be able to do so. I believe that, in my personal opinion, his choice to choose Dragon as his last card was terrible. I think he should have chose possibly Minotaur, or even match me with Dragon Slayer. because dragons was a terrible decision. Putting down dragons, as you can watch, the Dragon Slayer just destroys this dragon very quickly and gets to move forward and cause more havoc on his buildings. He's only down to 1 Mana Sanctum right now. I've actually pushed farther enough forward that I have 4. This is what I was talking about earlier when I spam camps and spawn those buildings, because I have so much push forward that I was able to even get a tower or a mana spot that is actually meant for him. If you guys watch my videos, I always do first take. I never actually edit my videos, so if you find me making mistakes in the way I'm talking or anything like that, I appreciate it if you guys point it out, but I am actually well aware. Like I said, I always do first take. I'm a new YouTuber, and I really think that honest videos are what's going to get me viewers at this point. If you guys want to keep checking out my content, please subscribe, like the video, and comment below if you have anything you want to see or any kind of changes, any kind of tips that you're looking for specific. I look forward to keeping up with this game and actually moving forward with the game. As of right now, I'm looking at 600 trophies, and in order to get up in the top 100, you're looking at about 14 to 1500 crowns. I'm sorry, they call these crowns. So I'm looking at I'm about halfway there. So if you guys want to keep up with my progress, please like, subscribe, and I appreciate you guys for viewing the video. Thank you, and have a great day.